The boardwalk was empty tonight. Not unusual for November when the tourists flee and the ocean turns cold. But the silence felt heavier than I remembered. My footsteps echoed too loud on the warped planks, each creak amplified by the dark. I shouldn't have come out here after the storm. The salt air still smelled like wet rot, and the street lamps flickered like dying fireflies. I'd walked this stretch 1,000 times, past the shuttered ice cream stands and the rusted arcade signs, their neon ghosts bleeding through peeling paint. But tonight, halfway to the pier, I heard it, a wet, dragging sound, like someone pulling a sack of seaweed over the sand below. I froze. The noise stopped. Leaning over the railing, I aimed my phone's flashlight into the black. The beam barely pierced the gloom under the boardwalk, just shadows and sagging pylons crusted with barnacles. Then something glinted, a small silver keychain, half buried in the sand. My stomach dropped. I'd lost my keys here last week. Climbing down was stupid. The wooden stairs groaned under my weight, the air thickening with the stench of dead crabs and mildew. My light bounced off beer bottles and fish carcasses until it landed on the keys. They lay next to a child's red sneaker, pristine except for the salt stains. That's when the whispers started. Not words, just breathy clicks, like a crab scuttling over shells. But rhythmic, deliberate. I snatched the keys and backed toward the stairs, my light trembling across the sand. The whispers grew louder, overlapping now, coming from everywhere. From the dark between the pylons, from the wet shapes huddled just beyond the light. I ran. The boardwalk blurred under my feet as the whispers sharpened into hisses. Something cold brushed my ankle. I didn't look back. Didn't stop until I'd slammed my apartment door shut, heart hammering as I turned every lock. The keys stayed in my fist all night, but in the morning they were gone, vanished from the kitchen counter. I tore the place apart until I noticed my balcony door, left open a crack, the glass smeared with a handprint too small to be mine. I followed the gritty footprints back to the boardwalk at dawn. The red sneaker was still there, but now it was filled with seawater and sand, tiny shells arranged in a spiral at its center. And beside it, my keys, dangling from a rusted hook buried deep in the wood. The whispers came again as I reached for them, not from the shadows this time, from the water. A figure stood waist-deep in the surf, facing away. Its skin glistened like a fish belly, strands of kelp clinging to its hunched shoulders. It didn't move, didn't turn, but the whispers coiled around me, tugging me toward the waves. I left the keys, left the shoe, ran until my lungs burned. They're still out there. I hear them some nights scratching at the balcony door. And last week I found a trail of wet sand leading to my bed. On the pillow, a single perfect seashell. Inside, something rattled. I haven't opened it yet, but I know what's missing from my keychain.